There's a battle brewing. And there's a battle brewing in the snowy grounds of the Moira Shrine. What is up, everybody, and welcome back to Touhou World Cup 2023. And today I am joined by Rebot and TSG. How are you guys doing?
Good. What's up?
That was the most efficient handover ever.
It definitely was. Shall we keep this theme going? Shall we move on the slides right away?
Yeah, let's get moving.
Let's get moving. Okay, you know we're Touhou World Cup already. You know who we are. You're on to TouhouWorldCup.com. Yes, we are back. We are back. So, how long has this category got? This is a fairly short category, but yeah, 75 minutes of reset time, because this is a pretty short category, I would say. But there's something we need to talk about right away, and that's going to be on the graph right here. Look at how close these lines are together. And also, look at that axis on the bottom. All the shots here are really close together in score potential. Remery is the top one, but you know, there's only a difference of like a few tens of millions between the two of them. Between this and all the other shots here.
Yeah, it all has to do with ball mechanics, but we'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. So then, how do we score SA? So there's this wonderful thing at the bottom left of the screen. We call it what's called the communication gauge, right? You fill that up by grazing. When that's full, that's when the points start becoming worth a lot. But you have to keep grazing to keep that full. But there's also another way. If you stay above the POC line, if you're able to hang out at the top of the screen, you can fill that gauge instantly and keep it full. And we're going to be seeing the players take advantage of that in this category. But there's a bit more to it. It's not just about, graze when you want to get items. It's about grazing all the time, because the more graze you have, the higher that base multiplier goes. So if you want to score high, you need to be grazing all the time, everything. This is the graze game. You're going to be seeing a lot of grazing here today. But there's one thing that's unique to Extra, and that's dying. Dying's bad in this category. Can we just emphasize how catastrophic dying is in this category?
40 mil for each life in the clear bonus, according to chat. I don't.
It's 40 million minimum, and in a game, where your score is around about 1 billion, that is a big loss.
It's 40, but since if you die, you lose 2 lives usually, depending if you die on the boss, so it might be 80.
It may even be 80. It could be a disaster. It will be a disaster, especially with the caliber of player that we have on show here today. Why don't we take a look at those players? There we go, let's look at that. We've got 2 minutes to go. So we've got 3 players here. Avo, KTT, and idtn. 3 players that all have... Like, idtn has several world records in this category. idtn's a bit of a wild card, I would say.
I would say he's kind of an extra specialist in general, because he has like really high scores in pretty much all of the extra stages except PCB, but that game's impossible. But that comes next week.
Yeah, we'll get to that next week. But idtn, we don't even really know which shot he's going to play today, which is very unusual.
Yeah.
If we were to judge based on the qualifier match we had the last time for SA Extra, it's completely unpredictable. Might be a treat.
Might be a treat. We do expect somebody has told me potentially Marisa B, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a bit of a mystery just now.
The other 2 players are most likely to use Rainbow.
Almost certain Rainbow.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
So, Minecraft, let's go.
What? Hold a minute. There's an interesting way to prepare for your match.
Oh yeah.
TWC EX.
Yeah. Anyways, KTT, the professional Minecraft player. I don't know much about him, but
I can tell you his PB.
I have seen him around on Twitter at least.
I can tell you his PB.
Yeah.
I can tell you how his PB compares to Apple's.
Yeah.
So Apple's PB, you can see it on the screen there. Wait, hold on. I'm just looking at the screen. Look at how close the run that he's just had was to PBing.
Oh wow. Yeah.
That's like that's 100. That's like 3 million, right?
Yeah.
Oh god, that's crazy.
I mean,
Alright, I can tell you how close KTT and Apple's PBs are with Raymaray.
Yeah.
So you can see Apple's on the screen there, 1.104. KTT's is 1.101. This is gonna be a battle of fine margins today. This category is about fine margins. Well, KTT's still playing Minecraft.
Wow, that's
Oh my
that's
god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Amazing.
Bow down. That is amazing. Thank you, KTT. Dude, what absolute legend. Alright, we're starting here.
Second of cool.
We're underway to one of the great Touhou stage themes. Let's do this. So what are we going to be seeing in this early phase of the stage here?
What we are currently seeing is that idtn over here is like grazing these fairy rings because it allows them to insta-hawk everything and also to get that multiplier up in the
idtn is using Marisa A, which is
Yeah, the
very
Marisa A pick is
interesting shot.
extremely interesting. Something to note about routing in SA Extra is that since bombs use power, there are depending on the shot. Oh, ouch, that's unfortunate. Depending on which shot you're using, you may have different bombs that you might want to use. Like for example, Rainway may decide to use an extra bomb on the stage portion, or keep that extra bomb for the mid boss. However, with Marisa A, since Marisa A has 8 power and has a shorter, smaller bomb, she might have completely different strategies. It's going to be interesting to watch together with the two Rainways.
Early game, you need to get right.
yeah. So
We're going to be seeing a few deaths in early game here.
So to say something about Apple, he's been up and coming for like pretty much the entirety of the TWC season.
Yeah, absolutely. This player
like-
has been getting better and better.
Yeah, like at the start of TWC, his PB was about maybe 10.5, 1.05
Which is a good score,
rather.
but not an amazing score.
Yeah, but like over the weeks, he actually improved it all the way up to 1.104, which is
a
at
good
right
score.
now.
That score is only 22 million off the record. Just for emphasis. I know this is a category of fine margins, and 22 million is a big margin for this category, but still, that is really close to the record. When you're at that point, there's not much more you can do.
Okay, that's a scary grace on
I
second
think
of the
22
screen.
million, we might be talking about a few thousands of grays even, based on what I know.
Oh, you're right. KTT has gotten a PB. I was incorrect. I did not know about this. 1.109
Oh,
for
same.
KTT.
Oh wow.
That is a good score. That's more than a good score. That deserves a more positive adjective than good.
I think last time we were left at what, 1.1?
We're coming into tonight here.
1.101, sorry.
We're coming into tonight here. Let's start some lasers. Look at it go.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Riding them out.
Just ride them out.
It's way harder than it looks, by the way.
This is way harder than it looks, but this is one of the coolest gray strats in all of Touhou. It's got to be. Mainly because you're not grazing bullets that come from one source, like you would in UFO, like with Itrin. But here you're like moving all across the screen to graze, which is just it's very unique and really cool. Oh no!
And there we go.
Dang.
Yep, that not as easy as it looks.
Was that graze in that one ARF video?
I think so. Might have been.
Yeah, it may have been.
I need to look at it. I would need to watch it again. Somebody tell me.
I think the video is called Top 10. Oh, it was. All right. Yeah, top 10 greatest super graces or something.
It's an old video now, but it's still a great video. You should all watch it.
Yeah. Honestly, ARF's videos are timeless.
They are.
But yeah.
Apple getting really close to that fairy.
Yeah.
I just almost giving it a hug. Almost.
So, to talk about bomb mechanics, we already mentioned that. We already mentioned that Marissa A has a really nice and short bomb, while Reimu has a really long bomb, and like you have a bunch of iframes during the bomb, and that allows you to get A, lots of free grace, and B, lots of free POCs.
The good thing about Reimu A's bomb is that, unlike pretty much every other bomb, it does not cancel bullets at all while you can graze. Every other bomb does cancel some bullets, so Reimu A just gets the best graze, pretty much always. Other shots cannot do what Reimu A is doing right there. Or at least not to the same level, just standing still.
Yeah, not to the same extent.
Yeah,
Reimu A's bomb is the scoring bomb in this game.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean Marisa A's bomb is bad, because she can plant that doll somewhere else.
You can see
that laser just fire at the top of the screen. Like
we just saw, we just saw it right now. Just making sure the bomb at the top of the screen.
And then use that time to graze bullets, which is exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what we're doing here. All through this game. idtn kind of playing it safe right now, for the most part. He wasn't going inside the fairies. And I was like, oh, and then he went into one. Alright, here we are.
He may have just bailed out.
May have just bailed out, yeah.
Oops. So another Sanae.
Right then, we're surfing. Let's go.
So I think Marisa does have to like slow down her movement while chasing the lasers.
Yes, you can see idtn doing that, having to tap.
I think from vertical, when doing it vertically though, like you can see they have to tap.
You're exactly right. Yeah, you can see idtn having to pause moving very briefly, or else it will just catch up with the laser and run into it, which is not good. Because in this category, dying is extremely bad.
No, one thing
in this category
about Marisa, which is going to be relevant very soon into Sanae. Did we mention Marisa having a larger grace box?
No, we did not, and that's something that's going to be relevant not just with Sanae, but with Koichi too.
I do not exactly remember where it matters on Koichi, but I sure know it
we'll get into
a very specific Sanae pattern. Meanwhile, we have this.
Oh, Miracle Fruit here. Room for one bomb, but that's all about it.
Yeah.
So we are going to see idtn time this pattern out here. While KT is also on the laser surfing.
He might opt out of it for his first run.
Yeah, we need to explain what idtn is going to do next. We need to explain what's going to happen after the spell is over.
Yep.
So Sanae's final spell.
Okay.
There's a save spot in it. But there's a save spot which is kind of hard to get into. Can we describe what's going to happen here?
So, you see, there's going to be this save spot which some SA players might be familiar with. You go inside this save spot, and you are... If you position correctly, you will be safe from bullets that hit the border of the screen and bounce back. Now, right now...
struggling.
It's very hard to get into the correct spot, but once you do, you're going to be safe. Right now, idtn is struggling a lot.
Trying to get it. This is a
Come
big
on.
struggle.
Alright,
He's-
okay, he hasn't died yet.
He's got it
Still.
now. Okay, that was an insane recovery.
Yeah,
That
he's
could
dead.
have
Well
that
played
could have
by
died
DTN.
really easily there.
Now, what's important here for Maurice is that you want to get to graze all 5 waves of these bullets. If you do graze all 5, you get 25 graze per wave. Reimu usually struggles a lot to get, say, 25 graze, but Marisa has a much easier time with it.
And KT
I believe right
as
now
well.
idtn is indeed getting the 25 graze.
Yeah. Ooh, and KTT are really fast. Excellent. Like really, really, really fast.
Yeah.
And even at a slight angle as well, which is very unusual. Normally you
Just
don't
short
see
of 110,000 before entering the second half of stage.
Cute spawn grazes on Hirakan's side.
All players either on Sanai or past Sanai. This
that.
is good
Past
to
an eye,
see.
which is excellent.
Koneko got the safe.
Space to use a bomb here, get all the items.
Oh, hopefully we sell of them into the second half right now. Possibly on Koishi.
I hope we see them. I hope we see some stuff on Koichi, especially Marisa, because Marisa does something a little different at the start of Koichi. But we'll see about that. Right then, KTT out of Snai, excellent.
Now it's up to Apo.
Now it's up to Apple, but
So Apo seems to completely skip the bomb on.
yeah, that's an unusual strategy. Normally you see Reimu A bombing this and going up to the top and grazing, using the
It's
invincibility
personal
to graze.
preference, really. I think some players do it, some players don't. The graze difference, if you don't bomb here, you bomb somewhere in the stage portion. The graze difference is minimal. I believe it's just personal preference.
Yeah.
So then, welcome to Koichi.
Welcome to Koichi.
Welcome to Koichi. Now, we're playing as Marisa here. Marisa does something a little different on the first spell to all the other shots. Marisa grazes the side laser here.
Wow. Let's go.
Oh wow.
It turns out, because of Marisa's bigger hitbox, that it's more worth it to graze these lasers. And if you watch KTT's screen as well, you will see KTT just kill this spell and not graze it at all. It works out that Marisa is more worth it to graze this.
You can say Marisa is lucky for her hitbox to just barely fit in there.
That is also very true.
You see, you can start from the bottom on the first vertical movement up, but like the second time, as you can see, you have to like start moving up faster, like higher on the screen, otherwise it's actually tighter and you will die if you move all the way down.
Yeah, and there's lasers coming down diagonally at you as well. Which
Yeah,
you need to be aware of.
Apple's
Apple's in the right safe spot too. Perfect.
I really want all the
Alright
players
then.
to clear.
Oh, we're getting spins right away. Oh, I did not expect this.
Yeah.
Alright then. So watch KTT's screen, people. KTT is going round and round right here. Round and round we go. Looks easy, but as we said with the laser surfing on Sanai, this is not easy. And the reason for that is Koichi moves. And those movements, they mess up the lanes a little bit. More than a little bit.
If you're
They mess it up
unlucky,
quite a lot.
if you're
There
unlucky,
is-
the movement is
Sorry.
insanely bad. On first non specifically, it's not too bad. As you can see, I believe it's always possible as long as you predict. However, on some non-spells, it's straight up impossible. We are lucky because the first non-spell is actually the second non-spell. Since it's the first one, is the one where it's most worth it to graze, and it's on the easier side. The ones which are going to follow are going to be way harder, and we might expect the players to bomb to graze because they might straight up get walled.
We're absolutely expecting to see bombs on the third non.
Yeah.
Third non has a massive propensity to wall you, and there's just no way out.
Yeah.
Rainbow A actually routes these bombs in and takes advantage of that. You will see Rainbow A here use 4 bombs on this non,
Yeah.
waiting to see if they get walled, and then using the bomb, moving into the middle to graze all the bullets coming out of Koichi.
And there
Just
we go.
like that.
Yeah, you could You could call this a glorified resource dump, but
It's like sort of a resource dump, I would say.
yeah.
It's almost insurance. You would want to resource dump here anyway, but it's insurance against walls more than anything else. Because you still want to spend that time where you're not using your resources, going around Koichi and grazing the bullets.
He could have gotten through that one, but got scared.
That's proof it's more about safety.
Maurice A has to be a little bit more careful though, because you can't bomb below the boss too much, because if you do, you're just gonna destroy the boss.
Yeah.
Alright, good from idtn. Oh, that was a very nasty wall. I got out of there just in time. Oh, even nastier.
Look at that.
Ugh.
It's interesting because idtn kept moving towards the top side of Koichi instead of keep spinning, which meant he got walled again. I believe it is intentional to get more graze and bomb again.
Definitely.
Because idtn intentionally moved in a bad spot, pretty much.
The situation that you find yourself in now, though, is you have no power. You start having to do all these spells that Koichi's throwing out, all these attacks, with 0 power or 1 power. And you know, that is nerve-wracking. Like, okay, I've gotten my bombs out, now I have to make it through this gauntlet. It's not a particularly hard gauntlet, but it's still unusual that, oh, I have to survive here with no power.
Oh, yeah. Also, timing down non-spells to get more grace.
Yeah. Appo is moving extremely close to that non-spell. I don't even think that gains more. Look at that!
Really
Look
trying to optimize it.
Yeah.
Does that really gain more? Wow, I didn't expect that.
I did not expect that at all. You do not see players do that normally. Normally, it's considered way too risky.
What's more amazing is that this is the first Koichi run. They're supposed to be playing safe right now, I believe.
They're supposed to be playing safe. This is the first run. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, yo,
We're going all out today.
It's a free world. Players can do whatever they want, and right now they are putting on a show.
They definitely are. You know, I would say that idtn's on a pretty good run right now. I'm looking at idtn's pace. I'm looking at KTT and Apple's pace. They're all on really good runs right now.
Really?
Looking extremely good for all of them. In the qualifiers, for example, they were playing safer in the first matches, at least in the first rounds. But here, I'm thinking it's incredible. All out from the very beginning.
And Apple is on non-3. Look, the triple spin. Look at it go. Isn't this glorious? Isn't this a pretty sight, chat? Look at these 3 players spinning around Koichi. Hi there. We're on Koichi's first survival spell. And there's something special about the survival, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's a way we can exploit it to get a lot of graze. Because graze is everything in this game.
Yeah.
You can see idtn. Normally you don't want to go near the lasers that Koichi's spitting out right here. But if you do, they spawn more bullets. And if there's more bullets being spawned, then you can graze those bullets. So Polygraph becomes a really interesting card to optimize when scoring. Having to stay as close to the lasers as possible while it's speeding up as well, dealing with that speed change.
See here, the very last second is always...
The very last second's always scary, but that is planned, don't worry. idtn playing non-6 safe. This is one where you would normally spin as well.
See, I get the feeling idtn wants to save the power. Yeah, as we said, now the grace is worth less. There are less items left in the game. This spell is... I can speak. This spell is very hard to cap.
Yeah.
And what's even better about this spell is that, for reasons unknown to me, the the spell card bonus does not go down.
Yeah, this is a weird anomaly with this stuff.
No, and that's an instant reset.
And there, that's
Immediate.
instant reset. Yep.
There is no coming back.
Like we said, you cannot die in this category.
Yeah,
And Rosark had its way.
there's actually more reasons than just the misclear bonus there. You also
Well, there are actually a lot of reasons.
yeah in Idaten's case he was also like losing the spell card bonus, which is worth a few millions each.
11
but-
million.
Sorry.
It was 15, wasn't it? 15? I read 15, maybe I'm blind.
I'm pretty sure it was 11, but anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a few million, and the biggest reason though is
Rosark
actually.
KDT.
All
It's
right.
zero power Rosark as well, which makes it just even more terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
It's already a tricky spell, but
Oh,
this
yeah,
makes
he's going all out.
yeah, so having to go all the way to the side.
Yes, but something we've neglected to mention so far is faith, right?
Yeah, it's not really a huge factor in this category, but it's something worth
I
mentioning.
mean, it is, but
Oh,
Big
wow.
factor if you die.
It's a big factor if you die, yes.
TSG, you can do the explaining.
Yeah.
so basically,
Oh, Apple.
you have the green stars, and they increase your faith, which is basically the left value in the communications bar. But right now for Takenoko it says 234 times 2.7.
Very good from KTT.
Right? So basically, the left value is your faith, and the right value is your multiplier. And how much a point item is worth is, well, based on that. So basically, if you die, that gets reset all the way back to 200,000, and that's very bad, because then you're losing like well over a half a million for every point item.
And it's also a factor in your clear bonus too.
Yes. Because the clear bonus also adds fate times 1,000. So it's you lose 34. If KT2 were to die right now, for example, hopefully not.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it as well.
They would lose 34 million also.
Yeah, on top of the 40 million for the life, it adds up. It's massive. Just don't die.
So it's they lose the cap, they lose 2 lives because they miss a piece. So that's already. If you add up the PIV2, the
Yeah, so to
clear
just
bonus,
explain what Rebot
we're
said
talking
there.
about 150 million, maybe even.
Just to explain what Rebot said there. He said, oh, you'll lose 2 lives. Okay. We should explain that. Like, you're only getting hit once, why are you losing 2 lives?
Oh, we didn't explain that already?
Because in this stage, there are enough life pieces to finish with exactly 6 lives if you no miss, and no extra room. So if you lose 1 life, it's like losing 2.
Yeah.
A bit of a chill section for KDT right now. KDT's pace is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say KDT's pace is pretty good right now.
Hanging down even the curtains.
Just dealing with the curtain right now.
Anyone calls this non-spell the curtains?
Rightly so. Alright, time for everybody's favourite spell at this stage. Genetics.
Everyone's
So,
favorite spell.
Genetics, the infamous run killer of everybody that plays this extra stage. But there is a way to do it. There is a route. You can take advantage of it. Because the way Koishi moves around is either entirely static, or in the case of one particular wave, so to speak, she just moves straight towards you. And if you know when that wave's coming, you can manipulate that and exploit that for maximum gain, which is exactly what KT did there.
Very nice speed kill.
Very nice.
Yep. It's even worse because you have to do it at 1 power.
Yeah, and
So-
you have to do it at 1 power, which is never fun.
I detail I want to mention, in the clear
Yes.
bonus there is also score awarded for how much power you have. If you see right now, KTT has 2 power. Koishi, this timeout will drop 2 power. So KTT will reach with 4 power the final spell. Every player I believe will try to do this because it's worth to use the power for Grace. So just making sure they enter timeout with 2 power is going to be ideal.
Double surfing, by the way. No, double surf's over. As soon as I said it.
Get wrecked.
This survival spell, this survival spell at KT on, not too much to say about it. There's not a whole lot you really do on it. Let's just get through. And then, the final spell. Full power, let's go.
Come on.
Come on, KTT.
I am not mistaken, KTT is going to get 1.106, I think? It's around that. It's going to be really close to his personal best.
I can't be bothered to do the math, honestly.
I believe so. It's round about there.
We'll just have to wait and see.
We'll just have to wait and see, I agree. But of course, we have to get through this. I remember very distinctly last year that somebody did die on this spell, this final spell, which is not a particularly hard final spell either. This is a spell which all these players should know like the back of their hand. But let's see if KT can close out this run. So for record, your clear bonus is about almost half of your score in this category. So you're going to see KT's score shoot up when he beats this end of the stage. And beating it with a really strong start as well. Red. Beautiful.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very, very nice. GG, KTT.
Pretty strong performance to start off with.
Is that almost 1.107? Okay, not almost, but 1.106. Very strong
Fine.
start.
106.5.
Extremely strong. You see, top 4.
Yeah.
Very, very strong start from KTT. That's going to be a tough act to follow. But you know, if anybody is capable of this, if anybody is capable of matching this score, oh my god, Apple, that was really close. That was a really scuffed direction change. Oh, and that was even worse. Okay. Alright,
Wait,
if there's
if Apple
anybody
wants
that's
to
capable of matching 1.106,
These two players.
it's Apple in idtn.
Yeah.
We saw how close Apple was to PBing just before this match. Like, less than 1 million in it. It wasn't much anyway. Whatever it was. Yeah, thinking back, I'm thinking back to our match last year we had. The standard on show has massively improved. Yeah, we've seen idtn's target at the bottom of the screen now. 1.095 for Marisa A. That is what we're needing right now. And that is something that idtn is well capable of getting.
Oh yeah.
And again, Apple was capable of matching that score that KT just got. This is possible. This match is far from over. What's up, Quaishi? I wonder if we're going to see some small optimizations. Not quite. Okay. But yeah, I believe now KTT is going to go for a lot of small optimizations, not going to play safe at all. You see him going right in the middle of those fairies. It's like, nope, we're staying there. I'm not moving. I'm getting all of this erase.
He has. I believe he can improve the score.
I believe he can as well.
He has the power of otters on his side.
That is true.
Otters beat all.
I mean, you would know that, Rebot.
Even I know that.
Oh yeah, you know it too, of course. I know it as well. Everybody knows otters are well, you know.
Maybe they struggle a bit
while he's
against
going
lines,
preview,
I don't
alright?
know. You know, idtn doesn't struggle against lines.
Apple. Not again. Not again. Dude, the laser surfing is claiming a lot of victims today.
Oh yeah. Just now, also KTT.
Alright, let's see what you've got, idtn. All eyes on idtn right now. idtn is the one into Koishi. idtn is the one that is in position right now. Grazing these lasers like a champion. And it's not just about going up and down at the side, it's about grazing the tail end of the lasers while going back into the middle as well, which is not an easy thing to do. You need to know exactly how those hitboxes work. idtn on a very good run so far. But we've got all of Koishi to go. We've got all of Koishi to go. And Koishi can bully. So there's one thing I don't think we've mentioned yet in regards to these spins, and that is movement manip. Because Subterranean Animism, Touhou 11, this is the last Touhou game to have true movement manip, so to speak. Where if you are to one side of the boss will always move towards you. So if you're to the left side of the boss will move left. If you're to the right, the boss will move right. Assuming there's room on the screen for them to do so.
Yeah, unfortunately it's not completely foolproof because there is still the random vertical component.
Yes, that's the problem.
It's definitely a gigantic help for games that have this mechanic.
The games, this was the last game to have that. Past UFO, there was not guaranteed anymore. Thanks, Soon. Love you for that change.
Thank you, Zune.
Yeah.
Look,
it's here. It's in Subterranean Animism. We're taking advantage of it.
I just noticed that that Apo has a little message on screen.
Do you know what it says? Because I cannot read that.
Yeah, it says let's get to 1.1.
All right. Look, Apo is well capable of getting 1.1. All right. Come on, idtn. Let's not get walled too bad here. You do have 7 bombs.
Wow.
Alright then, good. Alright. But he's taking advantage of it. Taking advantage of every wall that is getting thrown his way excellently.
See, I just saw a very nice movement for the vertical component. Koishi basically moved down fully, which allowed idtn to survive pretty much.
Wow, Koishi's being a massive bully right now. Massive bully, oh my god. Oh, I'm totally walled.
Wow.
Dude,
that might be too much power.
He survived for 10 seconds. Okay, he bailed out.
Yeah, I had to bail out. There was no way. That's going to be a setback.
A bit.
Fair enough.
It's not terrible, though. It's not terrible, but he is down on power. And being down on power is not good.
Technically, the only thing the only difference it should make is just harbor survival. I don't think it's a problem for the power route because worst case scenario you skip a few bombs later.
But again,
on.
the bomb when you're spinning around Koishi, it's never entirely safe. You do want those bombs. Like we do have 1 bomb here for 8-10. But it's never a sure thing. Even on the ones with rice, it can get scary. Even though the jelly bean ones are the big ones. Non 6 is the 6th non is the one to look out for. That's the second jelly bean spin. KTT meanwhile in position, grazing all those straight line bullets. Doing a great job right now. Pause. Hold on. What happened? Did something happen? Wait, what happened?
What?
I missed it completely. Somebody help.
I don't know.
Did he die?
I can only speculate.
I can always speculate too. What have happened?
Yeah.
No, they were getting the 25. I did check
Wait,
for
did they
it.
die on it? Oh no, that's the
They
worst.
died.
Because
That can occasionally happen, yeah.
yeah.
Because like a stray bullet can just come into the field and murder you.
And you also don't have a lot of room to maneuver, because what happens is one of those straight lines of bullets is aimed directly at you, and you have to manipulate one of those to point straight down, essentially. And if you can do that, that's when all the shower of rice doesn't hit doesn't go into the safe spot.
Yeah.
Alright then, polygraph for 8 to 10. Staying close to that laser, grazing as many bullets as possible. It's not something where you can really take advantage of Marisa's hitbox a lot, because Reimu will graze all these bullets as well. But you do still need to be careful. Yes, a terrifying polygraph incoming. And restream, good. idtn playing the spell extremely well right now, very strong. Ooh.
That restream gives me the creeps, dude.
I know, and this one right at the end is always scary. Right into the middle. Perfect. idtn,
Still playing safe.
Yeah, still playing it safe on this spell. That's quite unusual.
They really want the power.
Although,
Serving power, maybe.
I mean, let's be fair. idtn hasn't gotten a run yet.
Come on,
Right.
redemption, you can do it.
idtn hasn't gotten a run yet, so idtn's wanting to get a run in the bank here. And maybe idtn does not know the score that he needs right now. Maybe he doesn't know. We don't really... Well,
Again.
back we go.
Wow.
Exact
Dude,
same
Rorschach, exact same spell, exact same point. Rorschach is a nightmare. Well, back to early game, people.
Good night.
Dude, that spell especially is Marisa. Because the gaps are so small and the way the bullets crisscross across each other. It makes Marisa's big hitbox a nightmare to deal with. Reimu absolutely has a much easier time on that spell. Right, we're about halfway through our reset time. Only one player has gotten a run so far, but that's the nature of this category. The nature of this category is fine margins, and if you die, it is over. And certainly with the score that KTT has right now, if idtn or Apple die, there is no way they're catching up. No room for error. That is also worth mentioning. What happened in the qualifiers was a big surprise. Everybody getting a clear. Everybody getting a clear with 1 point, with like all, it was around about the 1.1 sort of range for everybody, which is crazy good.
The qualifiers were just out of the park, man.
Qualifiers were insane. So the point I'm trying to make here is idtn clips the kunai. You know, we could see a DNF here. It's not unusual to see a DNF here. That's not a stain on any of these players, because this category is ruthless. This category is cutthroat. If you die, it is over.
Yeah. I think that's kind of a general theme when it comes to extra scoring, you know, because,
it is a general
because the category is both shorter and like easier overall than Lunatic. Usually people tend to hold higher standards on their runs, and as a result there's usually no room for error.
Yeah, whereas with a scoring run in Lunatic will take like somewhere between like 35, 40, maybe even longer minutes. You know, runs in the extra, they take about, well, call it 20 minutes roughly. 20-25, it's much shorter, and that means there's less to optimize, and that means the players are going to optimize a lot more. We are surfing right now. The Lily fan on screen is surfing. Look at these lasers go. Doing it really nicely right now. Am I going to jinx another laser surf? I hope not. We've got one more wave. Oh, I almost did! Alright then, we're through.
Listen, if you stop believing in the jinxing, you will not jinx.
Is that how it works?
Yes.
Ah, no bombs here again. Of course, Apple doesn't have a run. Yeah, of course.
Apple, I think Apple is going for the Ibuki route rather than the what's his name?
ASL?
Yeah, he's doing the Ibuki route instead of ASL route.
So what is the difference between the Ibuki route and the ASL route?
We talked about it earlier. Well,
yeah, we didn't mention it. Well, let's explain what's going on here, because this is a pretty distinct difference.
So Ibuki route would just time this down, no bombs.
Which is exactly what Apple's doing right now. But ASL bombs this. Yeah.
Ibuki route, however, uses those bombs later, namely during the stage section coming up.
Okay, let's see again, Z-Bot.
That's messy. Okay, he's safe.
Save? Question mark? This looks borderline.
Okay, good spot, and safe-ish. Bad spot. Okay.
Testing for grace, I believe. Look at
okay. Oh, this is a nightmare. Wait, hold on, you got it?
This is...
No?
You had it! Oh, no, dude.
Keep dancing, keep dancing!
This is an absolute... This is crazy. Come on, Apple.
What is going on?
You can see Apple was going on. Oh, it didn't work. No.
That's bad.
Didn't work. An absolute valiant effort from Apple to get into the safe spot, but it just did not happen.
Yeah, there's like so many things you need to balance at once there.
Oh yeah, that's one of the trickiest things.
Because like you both need to...
Actually, I wonder if we're going to see idtn do this. Because idtn, I've noticed, has a very unique strat to get into that safe spot. We'll see if idtn gives it a go here when he goes into this. Meanwhile, KTT is safe?
Not quite.
Not quite. Alright then. Okay, I want to divert your attention to idtn's screen because I want to see if he's going to do this thing. Let's see. Alright, here we go. He tried it, I think, but didn't. Got it really fast though. Yeah, excellent.
Even now.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
Marisa just gets the grace more easily.
Yeah. So one strategy I've noticed only idtn do right now is to use either the spell card bonus or bonus failed text to get into the safe spot, which is an insanely cool strat. Wait, what happened? Did KT just bail? I think he just bailed. Yeah, if you don't get enough grades there, well, you're not going to be improving with a score like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not KTT, idtn's unique strat, which I have seen, using the text and numbers from the spell card bonus or the bonus failed text to line up with the safe spot. Real unique strategy, and one that works. If you watch idtn's personal bests, it works. Oh, an Apple with the insta-die, what?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, I'm gonna surf these lasers and dies immediately. Oh man. I think it is time for early game jail. Except idtn's not quite an early game. idtn's not quite an early game right now.
I mean, technically, Extra Stage is the latest possible game.
I guess that's true.
Because Extra Stage is a post game.
Yeah, you know, X stage. You know, after you once you see the game on whatever difficulty, you go and play extra. You know, it's in the name, extra. All right, we're at Koichi. And idtn, let's see, 318.
Late game prison.
318. Can I just tell you, idtn is doing better than this past class right now. idtn is on a run. idtn is on a run right now.
He's on a run, but is it the run?
Is it the run? That's the question. That's the question. Let's surf these lasers. Let's surf these lasers. Let's graze these mantos. Let's surf some more lasers. We didn't have enough of it on tonight. Let's surf some more. Let's do that shift spam so we can get more damage on Koichi, just so we can make sure we get the spell card bonus at the end. And it comes down to those fine margins. Like, if you miss a spell card bonus, it could be over. That takes your run from personal best or getting enough score to go into first place here, which is exactly what idtn's aiming for, and just getting nothing. That's how fine the margin is in this category.
Also his trademark 16 kbps.
That's true.
Going up right now.
Japan's trademark.
Chat, 16 kbps.
Yeah.
There it is. I had a death. It was Apple. Oh no.
Apple is
Apple's kind of struggling a bit.
Kind of getting beat up here.
He's kind of getting beat up. I think Apple's had our run into Koichi, but hasn't really gone particularly far.
I think he's taking a breather now.
Yeah, he needs a breather. Like the game's been bullying him pretty hard today.
He needs to go back into the corner and talk to his coach for a bit.
Yeah, I think so.
Who's the coach?
Lily. Well, look, Lily's on the screen.
Alright, back into the ring.
Again, remember, Apple had that run right at the start. You know, which was only a few million away from personal best. It was that close.
Coach, what am I gonna do? Spin.
And that's the truth. You want to spin. You want to spin in this category. You want to spin around Koichi. You want to see her from every angle. idtn putting on a show doing that right now. Alright, and through non-2. It's the first big spin.
It's a big spin, but it's not a die spin.
That is true. We saw die spin last week though.
Yeah.
Die spin is pretty cool though. I would say though right now, idtn is like just barely ahead of his personal best right now. There's like 1 million in it, like 1 million. And like I'm like less than 100 grays, but it is really close. It's like less than 1 million as well. If this does go all the way. Alright, Koichi, stop bullying. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, thank you. Oh, I had to bail there. It looked possible for a second. Okay, maybe it's time to go down.
Impossible video game.
Impossible video game. Alright, thank you. Come on, stop walling. I said stop walling. Come on, Koichi.
He could have made it through that.
Ah, he's bailing, yeah. Okay, now this run is probably not PB pace, because that was a rubbish. Dude, Koichi bullies you so hard on non-3.
How much grace do you think they lost, though?
I think they're down about 500.
That's 2 million, around 2 million, maybe.
Yeah.
Should be around 2 million.
But then non-4 breather. KTT also
get the
into
actual
Quishu.
calculation.
KTT sneaking up behind us.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit more than
Doing the famous
2 million, I
track.
guess.
Doing the Rainbow strat here, which is just kill. Because Rainbow Grace Box is just too small.
There's some surfing going on.
Yeah, you do some surfing in the middle, but speed kill is the order of the day.
Yeah. Did anyone see if
Dude, the Crimson Slasher, just kill.
did anyone see if KTT did the little optimization on the first non where you
I did not see, no.
where you basically dash to the left to surf the rings as they expand.
Yeah, that is a very small micro optimization you can do. When you're at the level of score that KTT is, like for personal best or for just TWC personal best, that's the kind of strats that you need to start implementing to see a difference.
Yeah.
Hi then, Apple. Oh yeah, that was a mess. That was a mess. Apple talking to Lily again.
Back to the coach again.
I'm back to Lily. I was like,
Back to the coach.
Lily, what do I do about this race?
Coach, what am I gonna do? Spin faster. Get
Oh, what about
lucky.
spinning there? It was about the race. The race shower, dude. Just too much. Alright then, back to the bottom, 3 to 10. Let's see polygraph. Let's see a strong polygraph from 8 to 10. Yeah, let's see. E to 10 right now. E to 10 score is good, but the graze is low.
He better not die to the same fucking thing again.
He better not die. Look, third time lucky, alright?
Third time's the charm.
Third time's a charm, third time lucky, however you say it. Meanwhile, KTT is showing just how easy Rainbow Ray has this section.
You know what they say. First time's a mistake, second time's buffoonery, third time's a pattern. No offense.
No.
I guess there is some truth to that statement.
No offense though.
Alright,
No
good.
offense though. Ida10 is a very good player.
Yeah, idtn is a strong player. idtn is somebody that has played in numerous TWCs before and always played well.
Yeah.
Last year played TD Extra, only barely got beaten by North, from memory.
Yeah, you do have to remember that sometimes you just have off days.
Yep, sometimes you do, and that is the nature of a live setting like this.
Come on. Eyes
Right,
on
come on, idtn.
Splatoon? What the?
Okay. Right, 8 to 10,
What?
come on. Oh, that was a scary wave. This is not a scary wave, he bails out as well. Alright, good. Come on, dude. You have 4 power. It's not full power as Marisa A, but you still have 4 power, come on.
KTT doing
Oh, wow.
KTT doing the replay
Alright,
strat.
we're through. Okay?
KTT just did the replay item manip. I don't think it works in this game, but
What?
I don't think so.
I've never
I don't
heard
think
of
that's a
that.
thing in this
No, no way.
I'm pretty sure it's not a thing in this game, but he still did it.
Still did it anyway.
But it
Alright,
was from
so
weird
Embers
game.
of Love here. Let's talk about Embers of Love, because this is a spell where you can take advantage of Koishi's movement, because the boss will always follow you. You can come up with a nice speed kill route. It's mainly about avoiding. It's mainly about avoiding the ones shoot straight down at you. Those hearts.
The heart missiles.
Yep. Those heart missiles are deadly, dude. Almost there. Good.
I always saw those as missiles for whatever reason.
Dude, they're
Reverse
burning. They're
the
hearts. They're burning up. You know, embers of love. It's in the name.
Yeah.
Alright, then
Oh,
time
yes.
for time for genetics.
It's
This
not timing down the nons anymore. That's
No,
actually
it's time for ED10 to get a run in.
Nah, at that point, the nons aren't worth much
It
anymore.
doesn't need
Extremely little.
time
the thing
nons.
is
Yeah,
the thing is that non in particular is
Excellent,
very
yeah.
safe to time down.
Yeah. It is, but looking at the target score here, doesn't need to do it. It's better to get the run in and have another chance.
Is that the last non-spell?
Yes.
If that is the last non-spell...
That's that. I would say idtn is just barely on pace to get the target score that he needs to move into first place. But we have 2 spells to go here. Deaths have happened here before. Nothing is guaranteed until it's over.
Yeah. Like, even if you think you have a route for the survival, one can still screw something up very easily and
Remember,
just
this is a live saying, and a run where you're on pace. Nerves are a thing. We've seen it already in TWC, and we can see it again.
I want to point out that idtn has more power than it technically needs to.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely was
thinking,
playing
at
safe.
this point, I'm thinking they definitely saved some power for safety, I guess, because he could have used more power.
Alright then, it all comes down to this final cap. I'm looking at the pace. Is this enough, actually?
Oh yeah, due to how Marsa A works, he has to unfocus between his movements.
This is going to be really close, actually. I think this is 1.095 pace. This is incredibly tight. This is going to come down to like the finest possible margins. Right here.
Isn't there like a pixel perfect safe spot where you can hit the entire unfocused shot? Like the straight bullets? Because you see, you always miss the
I
one
believe
of
so,
the sides.
yes. I believe so. I'm not entirely sure though. I need to check for that. Alright, come on, idtn. Close this run out. Let's see what the score is. Because this is going to be incredibly close. It needs a low 1.095.
Scary.
Which he is on pace for, I believe, but there's really fine margins.
It's fine, it's fine.
It's super fine margins at this point. I have no idea what's going to happen. It could come down to the time of the speed of the kill here and the max spell combos to get from the final spell. It could come down to anything.
Yeah, you can also kind of
It
tell
could come down
that
to not gracing that final non, which was really safe.
You can also kind of tell that
see
he's
what happens
playing
now.
like a coward.
We can always see
on.
what happens now.
095.
Wait a minute, is this what I think it is?
0.95.
1.095. He's in the lead.
puts them
He's
first
in the lead.
place.
That's first
He's in the
place.
lead.
Just barely.
Just barely. What is it with TWC and the runs being so close this year? What's going on?
Oi!
We had
How much TWC score is
Hidden
that now?
Star.
Oh my
We had
God.
Hidden Star.
Look at that replay
last-
message. Go
Look,
choose
we had
some
Hidden-
comics.
Listen. We had Hidden Star before, and now. Yo, got you, sir?
Go choose some comics
Got
now
you,
on
sir.
sale.
Right, go buy them, chat. Back to
0.200.
reset.
Is that a new
Is
record?
that closer
of-
than Hidden Star? Than UFO rather?
No, UFO was like 0.2 points.
Okay, right. Let's just explain.
So it's about the same.
Yeah, we need to explain what's going on, because right now we had Hidden Star like a few weeks ago, which was really close. Right, it came down to Oitan failing the final spell. Right, and that's what gave Hero the win. We had UFO, which came down to Nyamu clutching out the no-miss no-bomb Byakurin right at the end of the run. And now we have this, which could be idtn winning by the finest of margins in SE Extra. What is going on this Touhou World Cup? What's happening? Why are all the matches so close?
ATT might be mad.
What happened?
Not just in general. Or maybe not. I wonder if they care about who wins.
You know, I wonder if Apple's caring about who wins right now, because Apple still has not gotten a run in.
Oh yeah.
I said DNFs aren't a stain on any player's reputation here, but I really hope we don't see a DNF from Apple, because Apple, that would be the ultimate. That would be the ultimate insult after just barely not PBing before the match. That would be so painful.
Yeah.
And we don't want to see that.
Apple is in quite a scary position right now.
Yeah, Apple is probably only going to get one run to Koichi at this point, on the balance of probability. So he's got to make it count. And Koichi is always out for blood in this category. And that Fairy's out for blood too. Look, it's not a stain, IB, don't worry. Especially in this category. This is one of the categories where it's not a stain if you DNF. Just because the margin for error is so low.
Any category where it's hard to clear.
Category where it's hard to clear. But yeah, I believe we're going to see idtn go all out now. There's no reason for idtn to do anything else. And the same with KTT as well. KTT will have seen that idtn has beaten his run.
It actually looks like he's going for Ibuki route also.
Sure looks like it to me. I'm getting all those fairies, good stuff.
It's probably because.
But yeah, I just want to point out what KT is doing. Also getting into position to graze all his bullets. Also staying in the POC to keep the communications gauge full. To get that extra point bonus, which is so crucial. Without that, the value of your point items just completely tanks. And in a category with margins as fine as this, you cannot avoid that. That's a catastrophic error. KZ Koichi. Target score 1.107. This is doable.
Yeah, it sure is.
This is doable.
And he's doing a little bit of surfing, but not much. Oh, he's actually surfing.
He's surfing. Yeah, this is the little optimization we were talking about before. Okay, I wasn't quite able to get it there. But you advanced through the blue wave here.
Yeah, I think that I have to reserve to do this because every 100 grays is about 500,000, so every 200 grays is a million. It can be worth it to graze this.
Yeah, it can be. That's roughly how the math works out. And again, if you're only needing to improve by 1 million to take first place, that's exactly the kind of thing that you can do. Relatively risk-free as well.
Yeah.
You don't need to go all out. You just need to do the waves which are easier.
Yeah, he's not going for a recce or anything. He's just trying to improve.
Yeah, all eyes on KT now. This is KTT's opportunity to improve. This is KT's chance to take back first place, which would be an incredible snipe.
Hey, now picture KTT winning by another 0.1 over idtn.
Is this gonna happen again? We're already at fine margins. Is it gonna be even finer?
Anything can happen. It's TWC.
Anything can happen. I agree. It is Touhou World Cup, ladies and gentlemen.
The atmosphere in SA is not quite the same as Benny, but it's still TWC.
Look, it's still Koichi. Remember, Koichi has that knife. She can stab you anytime.
Yeah.
You know, you can't really predict what Koichi's gonna do. That's just the way she is. Why does she have a knife again? Don't pick up that phone. Yeah, no chewing. I'm sorry. Alright, KTT's past the second on.
Distortion guitar.
Don't get paranoid. Don't get paranoid now, KTT.
They're gonna be fine.
They're gonna be fine. I hope it wasn't an omen, like putting this card as a death on the slides. That's what I hope.
Nah.
But in reality, these players will never die to this card. Yeah, no problem. Alright, Nom 3, this is the big one. Go round and round with those red jelly beans, be prepared for those walls, and when they do, press that X button. Just like that. And hope you don't get walled too often. The other thing as well is to make sure you do not damage Koichi too much. Because if you do, that bomb will do damage and end this prematurely. This is one of your big grace points. This is one of the ones that you want to take advantage of.
Yeah.
Our players know how to damage management.
Oh yeah, and KTT especially in this situation right now. Okay, so now the timer's running out. It's time to start using those bombs. Spare bomb?
Chris.
Oh no, okay, I understand. Yeah, that's fine. Perfect timing, excellent.
There's another micro optimization that you can do. Well, I don't know if it's a micro optimization, but another thing you can do is like actually stay in the middle of the expanding bullets for a little while, even after the bomb, because they still have iframes by then. Gives you an extra like 100-ish grace from that.
Of course, it's about having enough time to get out of the middle as well and back to safety.
And obviously, it's like extremely risky.
Yeah, it's extremely risky.
Yeah.
If you do it a bunch of times, you maybe get 1 million. Not sure if that's worth.
KTT. It's close. It's close. It's kind of hard to tell right now what pace
You're
KTT
trying to
is
keep
on.
track of numbers.
Of course, he is timing down the nons, which of course he was doing in his previous run also.
But this run now where you're needing to improve, this is where it really matters. The fight margins are what matters now for KTT. Okay then, Surfing. Less than 10 minutes on the reset timer. Apple is needing to get to Koichi right about now. Apple is stuck in early game, unfortunately.
Posting an Apple in chat. I'm gonna just double that up real quick.
And you even, how could you betray the strawberry? Man!
How could you betray the strawberry? Poor strawberry. As these backwards hearts come in for Super Ego.
I'm tweet.
No, don't feel blue. Don't feel sad. It's okay. You're on a good run, KTT. Good stuff. Right, non 5, another spin. Let's go. Apple surfing.
Apple surfing.
Apple surfing. I didn't even go for that one. Oh god, you can. Apple is so Jerry right now.
Apple? Apple? Did you say apple or apple?
Apple,
Man,
apple.
my brain fried, I'm sorry.
I'd win Koichi personally. What do you think? Koichi seems like the kind of tool that would melt your brain.
Yeah.
Alright then, through non 5. Time for not Rozark. We're not on Rozark yet. It's time for Polygraph for KTT.
Okay.
Take advantage of those bullet spawns.
Doesn't Koichi like manipulate your senses or something?
I don't know the lore.
unconscious.
I actually play the game, so I don't know the lore.
Same.
Manipulate your unconscious. You don't even know what's happening.
Yeah, maybe you see yourself gaining hundreds of grays instead you're just dead.
Maybe.
Actually, I got
Right,
curious.
go on,
Let me-
KTT. Go on, KTT. Go around. Show us what you can do. Playing it a bit safe.
He has,
Not going right back to the middle.
he has a different strat from Reduction, I can see.
Apple is not.
Oh, the early
great.
death. Well, not a death. The early bomb there. That's bad. That's bad for KTT. He might have to bail on this.
Scary.
Yep, he is bailing. Normally, what you want to do on this 6-non, that's a big loss for KTT right now. Normally, you want to spin this and have that bomb in reserve. Normally, on this non, you do not get walled as often as on the 3rd non. But it can still happen. When it does happen, you need to have that bomb. Otherwise, you're just dead. Which is why KTT is having to bail out here.
Was he able to do a full spin on his
Right,
first
now it's
shot?
time for Warthog. I didn't quite catch if he got a full spin, but I can tell you that his graze is pretty low. About 3,000 off the pace from record.
Oh, that's squeeze.
That was a scary one. Rainbow Box coming in clutch. You can tell that this is what he's doing though. Manipulating Koichi to the left side and then probably going to move her to the right side again, just like that. This is a really cool strat for Rozak actually. Taking advantage of the movement nip. And taking advantage of the fact that the bullets don't come down right away.
If you have patience, you can definitely. This is definitely the best possible strategy.
This is definitely the best strat. I'd recommend this.
Spell cap bonus doesn't even go down, so there is no.
There's no loss to doing this.
Yeah.
Very intelligent from KTT.
It's respectable because I really would prioritize speed killing. I always find it great when players can actually play patiently, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And that's definitely a time to take advantage of that and play patiently and play safe.
Oh yeah.
I mean, now KTT's even grazing this as well.
I mean, part of me was hoping for ASL strats on this. No,
I was hoping for it as well, but no, not quite happening.
Yeah. For
ASL, for reference, ASL being the record holder for Reimu A in this category.
Yeah. ASL strats on this is like misdirecting the curtains and then surfing them.
Yeah, and surfing the rice is really crazy. It doesn't get you like hardly anything.
Well, Inyak, you say I believe KTT wants to just get this run to be their best, so that's why they're timing that down.
I think so.
As otherwise, yes, I agree with Inyak. The time down is definitely not worth the time spent this late into the.
This late, although there isn't enough time on the clock for KT to start another run, assuming this goes all the way. There's just not enough. Whoa, that was a bit scary.
It's
all right,
not
KTT, calm down.
easy.
Koichi not doing him a good hand there. Right, are we going to see this graze here? Are we going to see the farm here from Milton's graze?
I believe so. He did it last run, I think.
100%.
Yeah, it makes sense too, because this is a very safe one. Yeah, we're seeing it
Skipping
right
this
now.
would be extremely bad, because like, if you want to skip one pattern, why skip this and not the previous one? Then definitely,
that's
yeah,
true.
as you can see, there was no way they would have skipped timing this down.
Alright then,
If
just
they did, it
2.5
would have been a
minutes.
mistake.
Just 2.5 minutes left on the clock. We're in last chance saloon for Apple. Let's see if Apple can get in position here. Not quite. It's risky. It's risky. Oh no, he's
Oh
just...
dear. Yeah. He's...
Oh, okay, this is... Got it?
Okay, they're good.
Got it?
That's...
Got it. Apple's in.
He's in.
Apple's in.
He's in.
Yeah.
Apple's going to have one more
25.
shot
Yeah.
at the second half of the stage. And then one more shot at Koichi. But it is last chance saloon for him. Yeah, world record from 2017 as well. That's a kind of an old record now. Whoa, careful what you got there.
Yeah, I noticed that KTT has a pretty unique strat for this.
Yeah, they're taking advantage of the gapping in Reimu to deal more damage and get the speed kill. The one tower speed kill.
Very nice.
Alright then, what's this pace like? 5.35 going into this? This could do it. He's down on Grays though, that's the question. He's down on Grays. He's down on Grays, which means he's down on point iron value, which means this is going to be a lot closer than it might seem.
Really depends on for how long KTT has been behind in Grays.
I would say he's been behind for quite a while.
It's not looking great.
Especially the non-6 loss might prove crucial here.
I don't know about that.
I think so. I think so. Like that's a few. That's like a good 1,000 those Grays gone.
Oh, okay. No, then it's bad. It's like that.
Yeah.
That should be more than 2 million.
Yeah. And final 30 seconds. Apple. Yes, I can say it. Makes it to Kurishi. But one final attempt for Apple.
Come on, idtn, you need to get past Sunlight now.
581. Is this doable? It's kind of hard to tell, actually.
I hope so.
It's kind of hard to tell. Honestly, look, I'm not going to do math. I'm just going to see what happens, okay? And be surprised. Alright?
Final run.
Final run.
Everyone had only a second of delay, damn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, we're high tech now. Final run, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what happens. Come on. I think it will come down to the Grays. And the
RB said that Apple tweeted 582 into sub rows equals
1.109. It could be. It could be.
Here's hoping.
Look, here's hoping. Let's just be. I'm just going to be surprised, alright? And idtn is also through Sinai.
Because into sub rows, Grace is completely irrelevant.
Right, and let's see. Final score is. Is it first place? Is it not? Let's see.
Bingo!
1108.
1108.
That's
Very
1108. I thought it was going to be less than 1109 because of the Grays deficit. I thought that. But KTT has pulled it off. KTT is provisionally in first place right now. And KTT just realizing, oh no, I'm out of time.
Oh wait,
No, he's doing a victory lap. He's doing a victory lap.
It's over.
Victory lap. Victory lap.
look,
Let's go.
KTT has taken back first place. And Apple dies!
Yeah, that's gonna be GG for him.
That's GG's for Apple. That's a catastrophic death. I told you the Rice Non can kill as well. I told you. Especially if you're doing the strats Apple is. So,
the message on this layout says, let's get to 1.1 bill, fuck yeah, but sadly
not to be.
It wasn't pretty.
All eyes on idtn right now, I would say. All eyes on idtn. idtn needs to improve by 2 million. Fine margins, told you, fine margins.
It's definitely
And
doable.
idtn is just coming into Kurishi right now. And coming in on a run which is really strong. Really strong start from idtn. This is doable. This is doable for idtn right now. Can idtn pull this off? Can idtn take back first place again? For the second time in this match.
It's possible.
It's possible. But it all comes down to Kurishi. It all comes down to not being walled on the third non, I think.
I see
it
that.
It was so bad on the last run and it killed the score. Well, it didn't kill the score, but it chopped off a couple of million for sure.
He is attempting to surf, but yeah, he is doing surfs.
Yeah, he's doing surfs. idtn right now is going all out.
he could have surfed on that wave, but he didn't for some reason. He's kind of playing it safe on these.
Yeah, look, okay, you have to balance, right? idtn has probably seen the score that he needs to get, right? idtn's seen the score that he needs to get, and he's like, okay, I don't need to go absolutely crazy, but I do need to do some stuff here. Because I need to improve. I need to do some of the things that I didn't do in my last run, and I also need to hope that Koichi does not wall me on third non so badly again.
Yeah, definitely.
And there's also Rosark as well. Rosark, like the nemesis. The nemesis of idtn, Rosark. Certainly been a nemesis for idtn this match. It's a nemesis for Marisa in general. I'm honestly so tense right now from watching. I'm just watching idtn. That's where all the action is right now.
Yeah.
One mistake from idtn could hand KTT this win. And Apple again. Dying on Super Ego as well.
Apple is just...
Apple, that's such a shame.
Must be mentally destroyed, I guess.
Yeah. Apple just closing out his run right now.
Yeah, we have not
Nothing
had
else he can
we
do.
have not had any DNFs.
Not yet, but again, no stain on your reputation for DNFing in this category. This is a category that is extremely prone to DNFs. Oh, I hope this is not coming true.
I mean, a game over is not a DNF still.
That is true. But no clear, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe it's testing, I guess.
I think since Apple knows that his run is dead, he's just going for ridiculous.
Might as well put on a show, because Apple's capable of that.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, all eyes on idtn. All eyes on idtn right now. This is where the action is. This is where it could be won or lost. Because after this spell that idtn's on, it's third non. And third non is the big RNG point.
Yeah. And he's been getting absolutely bodied lately.
He's getting really bad luck with the third non right now. So let's see if idtn can get some good luck. Because this is what it could come down to. And Koishi's also not being cooperative, like get over here. Not dealing a lot of damage. Alright, here we go. Third non for idtn. Do not get walled.
Moment of truth.
This is the moment of truth for idtn right now. Okay, right, one wall is okay.
Let's do it.
Oh, you had that, you had that. Come on. Alright, that was good. That was good. Good.
Okay.
Alright, we get a revolution. Okay, almost a revolution. Okay, right. You have to be really careful right now because Koishi's on extremely low health.
Oh yeah.
Any bomb that's misplaced, it could spell disaster. Oh, she's not being nice. She's not being nice. Come on. Alright, good. 15 seconds on the clock.
Good, yeah.
Oh, that was a hard wall. No way out. One bomb left.
Oh
my god, that was so close.
Alright.
I would say that was pretty good.
Good.
I would say that was pretty good. That's a thumbs up from me.
That was almost a timeout, dude.
Bomb and stalk. Bomb and stalk, which is what he needs.
Apple, what the heck?
What is Apple doing? I mean, the run's over, but yeah. Apple's run is over.
Yeah, he's just screwing around, I think.
Look, I'm so
he had excess
so
power.
tense for idtn right now.
He had excess power due to the full power drop due to dying too much. So
Yeah,
he may
because when you go down to your last life in this game, you get a full power drop, which is not what you normally get on every other knife. So it's like, okay, I can just use this excess power to bomb. Alright then, Super Ego for idtn. We saw Apple die on this, that means if Apple can die on this, then idtn can die on this as well. That siren is so appropriate. Do you think idtn can pull this off? I think idtn can pull this off. Especially with that Nom 3. And that leaves an opportunity to graze in Nom 6 as well. But first we have Nom 5. Nom 5 is another one where things can go wrong.
You don't generally get walled by it, but you can still easily die.
Sentex? Yeah, you generally don't get walled, but again, it's still spinning around Koichi. It's still dealing with her movement. It's still reacting to what she does. She can be a bully. "25 seconds left. Like, that's enough for like 2 more rounds, I'd say. Maybe only 1 actually. Whoa, okay. I saw the move back. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, yeah, right. He's doing on 5. He's doing on 5. Now we have Polygraph. 399 going into Polygraph. This is a run from idtn right now.
Yeah.
This is a run.
I mean, the
This is a run.
high.
Dude, you do not know how close that was to death. So sure of himself right now. idtn playing with such confidence.
That confidence is not unwarranted, though.
I agree. That confidence is not unwarranted. This is idtn on a really good run right now. This could be above... This is above PB pace right now, I think.
Very strong player on a very strong run.
Yes. Will idtn... Right there. God, that was so close! Ugh. Right, Nom 6. So this is where the graze really starts coming in.
Apple cleared.
Choosing not to do it. Interesting. I did not expect that. Wait, hold on. Okay, it was only a little bit. But GG's to Apple. Did not quite going 1.1, but still putting on a show. Like, well done. Well done to Apple. GG's.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, well played, sir. But now it's time for idtn. Now it's time for Rozark. This is the spell that has been his nemesis this entire match. Can we get a cap here when it matters the most? Okay, you've got 4 power. You've got 4 power. You have the power, idtn. You have the power needed to kill this spell quickly. Quicker than Rainbow does anyway. Scary wave, okay, through. To the side, nice. Excellent. Okay. Okay. This is on right now. This is on. First place is in reach for idtn.
Opting to not time down and on.
Oh, get the life piece. Okay, got the life piece. Good. She dropped it right in the middle of the hearts, which was really scary. Of course, you need those life pieces. Because if you miss one of those life pieces, then that's 40 million gone.
Yep.
Okay. Alright. I'll just calm down for a second. You know, are we about to get another last minute clutch? Maybe? Oh god, there was like 10 hearts zeroed in.
Oh my god!
Alright, made it through. Scary at the end, but made it through.
I don't think I've seen the missiles be that aggressive before.
Well, that was insanely aggressive. There was like 10 of them, all like zeroed in on Maurice's position. Every single one of those hearts had idtn's name on it, and Maurice's name for that fact. So in Alice too, why not? But every single missile had the name on it, and he dodged all of them. Sick play from idtn.
You think Alice's dolls have names?
You know, okay, one of them had Shanghai on it, Hurai, London. Penguin, whatever you want to call it.
Business too.
Maybe Goliath's in there as well. I don't know. Okay, time for genetics. Genetics can still go wrong. This is a spell that idtn will know and know how to do and have routed out, but it's still genetics. It's genetics on nerves. No doubt there is nerves right now in idtn.
Yeah, hopefully.
Alright, misdirecting properly.
Hopefully, his genes are good enough for this.
I hope so. Okay, good. Right, across, and it should die right about now.
Nice.
Perfect. POCs to get that Great Fool, to get that multiplier, to get those items at max value. I'm gonna say this right now. idtn might be on PB pace. It's incredibly close.
Oh.
The score is high. The score is high, but the grade is a little low than what it would normally be. Starting the music again, just for dramatic effect.
Yeah, I was wondering, is the music about to change?
Plot twist right away. He actually does have music on. It's just very, very low.
Look, we're putting on the good music for you. We're putting on the good music for you as this match comes to its conclusion, dodging the word wave of Philosophy of Hate comparison. A wave that idtn should know, and then it all comes down to subterranean those. Do you think he can do it, chat? Do you think idtn can clutch out this win in the most dramatic way possible in this back and forth seesaw match?
Is this really PB pace?
It's really close.
I'm just thinking the clear bonus for the shots should be the exact same, because even though Marisa has more power,
I think the lower grades will rob him of a real personal best, but it should get him the win.
a win is very likely.
A win is very likely right now, but he needs to get through this final spell. We've seen people die on this final spell before. We've seen people die on this final spell before. It has happened on TWC.
Yeah. Scary.
Labs can take. Nah, he knows. Don't worry. He knows. I know it's scary, but he knows. Right, final wave. Blue, red. Red.
Blue.
Red. Joel. Blue. Red. Blue. There was a bit of indecision there. Red. Getting the red. Okay, good. Blue. Okay. I think that's it. I think idtn's won this.
Let's see.
Has he done it? He hasn't just won it. He's blown him away. He is blowing him away.
Got him.
What a win for idtn. That was such a good run. Buy those Gotcha comics, people.
And another's night.
Buy those Gotcha comics. What a finish from idtn. Absolutely spectacular. Dude, this match was so good. It went back and forth and back and forth. How does it happen? See, we are bullet surfing. Look at Marisa go. So your final results for this match are Apple coming in third place. Unfortunately not getting the deathless run that he wanted, but still putting on a great show. Still putting on, like... Apple's such a good player. Then second place, somehow only in second place, KTT with 1.108 with Ray Marie. How does that get second place? Rebot, how does this happen?
I don't know. idtn
Why are
is
these
just
players so good?
I have a theory. Idochin is yet another Gotcha super fan.
That is true. Because the power of Gotcha has taken idtn to an incredibly close victory. Getting 1.1 with Marisa A, which is actually pretty insane. 1.1 with Marisa A? Yeah, that's a good score. 1.1 with Raymer A is already good, but 1.1 with Marisa A, that's even better. Gods Yusufan genes coming in right there. Maybe that's what those genetics are in that one spell.
Yeah.
Maybe. Wait a minute, he said he got UFO LNN as a break from Marisa B 1.1. Alright. This casual, UFO LNN.
Oh, wasn't that the run where they were just trying to get LNB and then accidentally got LNN?
I think it was, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. Like,
Dude,
he...
Matt,
like,
did you enjoy
is...
that chat? Did you enjoy that chat? Did you enjoy that? Because...
Like, the thing is, we say that he's an extra specialist, but he's also a damn good UFO player.
He's damn good at any category he picks up.
Yeah, he has
Koichi tried to bully. But you know what? He didn't even need a good non-3. He didn't even need a good non-3. Brad, we need to talk about this match.
Why are you playing?
Why is there this theme?
why are you playing Oku's theme? There we go.
Oh, there we
go.
TSG's favorites.
This is unironically a good song.
Wait a minute. Hold up the phone. Hold up. IN 7 billion just happened.
What?
What?
Oh
no
my
way.
god.
Okay, that's...
Oh, that's big news, everyone.
That's huge news. Oh my god, that's even bigger than what the match is on screen.
Yeah,
what the hell?
Wait a second.
Fuck this match.
Fuck this match. Fuck everything.
This is more important.
This is actually important. Because IN 7 billion. IN 7 billion, alright? IN 7 billion has been a mythical score that has been theorized for years and years and years. Alright? And it's finally happened. There's that post in chat. There it is. Thank you, Rerod. Dude, it's actually real. Oh my god.
It's real.
Is this Koichi messing with our subconscious here? If you are, you better
No, the
stop.
tweet is real. The tweet is real.
The tweet's real. Like, I can see it. I can look at it.
Crispy!
No? Thank you, Crispy. Dude, what a day. Dude, it just happened, Yats. It just happened. Get that on... Fuck it, get it on screen. I want to see it. Show that to people. Because that is one of the greatest Touhou scores of all time.
It's just great that it happened during World Cup and we could
trend.
announce it, honestly. It's amazing.
That was a total coincidence. There it is. IN 7 billion has just happened. And it really has just happened. From the player that we're going to see in IN scoring.
All the way in August.
All the way...
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's in July. The end of July.
Big money score. Tomorrow
We're
we'll
going to
see
see this player
4
play IN later on.
Good
Right.
one.
Okay, I know we've gone crazy over IN right now, but let's talk about the other matches on screen here, the PCB match. Yusuke versus Smo. Do we even need to introduce these two? The past 2 years, 2021 and 2022, these players have been battling in PCB. Smo's won one match, Yusuke's won the other. Score's 1-1. Who is the true ultimate PCB player in this setting? Who's gonna do it?
They also played Reimu B last year. Now they're gonna revert to Sakuya B.
Oh, we might Saki B. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And we have
Mountain of Faith.
Mountain of Faith. So we talked about mountains, right? We talked about Faith a little bit in SA Extra just there, and we talked a little bit. We talked a little bit how SA was a match of fine margins. this is the match of fine margins to end all fine margins.
Yeah,
Man of Fate
Moth is the
is
fine margins game.
the fine margins game.
We got.
Man of Fate is another one death and it's over game, and it's not like where it's you only lose like by just under 10% of your score. You lose everything. And notable as well, because look at that player for Team Notice. The survival behemoth himself, Sock, playing scoring. Did you think we'd ever see that on TWC?
Yes. On Moth, not sure.
So yes, the answer
At
to that
some
is
point,
yes.
we would have seen it.
Scoring, obviously. If you have been around for a long time, you know Sock is a beast scorer and not just a survival beast.
Before Sock went on his journey to get all the LNNs, Sock was a strong score player, and still is a strong score player.
Yeah, he
I'm going to
has.
see him take on Nomi and
TransXZ. I do wonder who TransXZ is. I have no idea who it is, but
But let me tell you, all three of these players are experts in the shot types they're going to play. This is going to be a great match tomorrow. Yeah, here's hoping for the metal tackles that Inak got in his runs when he was playing in his match.
Meta tackle,
We're
second
all
best for design.
Oh god. Dude, what a day. We have this crazy SA match. IN 7 billion happens. There it is again. And then we have even more coming for you. Two crazy matches. One that's kind of in the middle of the night for Europe. But listen, Europe. Wreck your sleep schedule. It doesn't matter. All that matters is PCB.
I'm sorry, I watched the VOD.
Or just watch the VOD. At the very least, watch the VOD, because that's going
I'll
to be
definitely watch the VOD though, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
that's gonna be a 4-man show, by the way.
That's going to be 4 people on commentary for that. You're going to see a really good match.
Wait,
here.
4 people? I didn't know this.
Yeah, that's what's happening. That's what we're gonna do.
You don't know it because you don't read the commentary channels, Lamau.
True.
Alright then. But with that, with all that crazy news and this crazy lineup for you tomorrow, that's where we end Touhou World Cup today. I hope you have all had a good day because this has been a good day. Dude, there is your IN 7 billion player in the chat, Iwana Minariko.
Yo!
And you at Iwana Minariko, the absolute legend,
Well played, sir.
Good job.
being the one to get IN 7 billion. To get 70 Oku. Bow down to the king, that's all I have to say. Bow down to the king.
Nanajuome.
Bow down to the king. Congratulations. Right then. So, until PCB, I want to thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all next time on Touhou World Cup 2023. Have a good one, people.
Bye bye.
See ya.